Welcome back, Halo followers. Today I want to show you Toy Story in Halo Infinite. This was created by Red Nomster, and man, there has been so much thought put into this. Now, it's one thing to see that this is an aesthetic creation, which it really does well on that. Red Nomster has put so much thought into making this a actually playable map. Most of what you see here has actually been created by primitive objects, so it's not like things that he just scaled up. Like, this is Andy's room from Toy Story, created by scratch pretty much. We also have a lot of objects, specifically the books, that are actually just scaled up forge objects, just single objects. The cool thing that I discovered in this video that I didn't know before was that the hitboxes that 343 made on these objects are wonderfully made. So yeah, you can actually get up on these books, you can shoot through them. They are exactly the way you would want them to behave if you were to scale them up or down. So good work on 343's part here. So one of the coolest things in this video is the belt on the dresser, and what happens when you walk up to the belt, you can press X to activate, and then it creates this scripted sequence where it moves your Spartan climbing up the belt to get on the very top of the dresser. Now, you're exposed to pretty much the entire map, but it works. It works every time, makes the map very accessible, and that's something that Red Nomster did find very important. Why making this map was making everything pretty accessible through, easy to understand jumps and like logical progression, like map control and map loop. He said that these slides, if you actually go down them correctly, taking advantage of Halo Infinite's advanced mobility, you can slide and launch off them. One thing Red Nomster totally did not have to do, but went ahead and did, was he created this domino set where, well, when you push a ball down, it will cause this chain reaction of dominoes, and they actually look really good considering them just being primitive objects. And so it knocks all these dominoes down and then brings down this house of cards, which at the very top is a gravity hammer. So I am a big fan of dynamic actions and maps. Now, I really like this part of the map. It's where you run up the baseball bat, you jump up on a top shelf. He said he might put a sniper up here, and honestly might be a really good spot for hiding during an infection match, which honestly, infection sounds so fun. It's got to be like the first thing I do when Forge launches, honestly. But yes, there's this airplane in which you can jump on, and from there you can actually access blue base and jump down on them. So there's all kinds of like these little trick jumps here. I like that he explains that infection, basically the zombies are going to be spawning on the top shelf of the closet, which I think is inaccessible otherwise, and also under the bed because, it's a children's room, the monsters come from there. He also showed off that the scorpion tank is going to be in the map. It's going to spawn dynamically. It's going to spawn in an accessible place for the first minute, and then via scripts be jostled down and become accessible this way. So yeah, as far as creations go, he created the like a Lincoln log fort here, which is all, of course, destructible. Like, all these objects are dynamic and can be pushed over or ran into. There's also this toy castle in which the gate can actually be pushed down, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's only one way that it can be pushed down. There's also a crate you can break and open, get into objects. But yeah, I think this is cool because it's going to change the gameplay a little bit. And so there's like an interior with, I guess, the egg in a cup thing here. I don't actually remember that from Toy Story, but regardless, really cool attention to detail. And of course, this wouldn't really be a proper recap if I didn't show off Mr. Potato Head. Red Nomster did wonderful work here. He actually created the mustache here with sandbags, which I think is really clever. I'm blown away on how good these objects, like how you can remix Forge objects into looking like virtually anything, including like Toy Story characters. And there's also the Pizza Planet aliens, which I think look fantastic. There's red base, which is the bed, and then there's blue base, which is the desk. And there's thought put into this, balancing put into this, and even a bunch of sightlines. He's definitely come a long way from the first iterations that we've seen of this map, but now we have, well, Slinky Dog is appropriately placed, and I absolutely love this guy. So he talks about the bases here. This is blue base, which is like a little UNSC toy box here that has, UNSC assets, including Master Chief and a cryo, which I thought was really creative. Now, red base is the bed, so it's really easy to understand where red base and blue base are when you're playing this map, because, red bed, blue desk. But I gotta say, I kind of prefer blue base because it looks like it's better defendable, but red base definitely has better sightlines, and you can actually run along the trimmings of the map, which are very exposed, but also give you like a really good, look at the map. So I really do appreciate how much thought went into making this like a playable map, making it accessible, because that is certainly a hurdle you have to come across, making it like to scale, but also making sure that it's accessible because we are super small in scale of the map. So him flying around the map is probably the most satisfying part of this video, just showing on how large this map is, but at the same time it feels rather small because it is just one room. But anyways, big shout out to Red Nomster for creating this. When I first saw this, I just knew I was going to be making several videos talking about the progression on it, and I'm a little bit late here, and Red Nomster actually did this whole 30-minute breakdown of the map, so you can definitely go check that out in the description below. Go give him a sub because I think he's going to be making some awesome things here in November when Forge Beta drops. So I will catch you guys in the next one soon. Peace out. Take care. Bye.